Hi, it's Mike Salmon. I'm the Senior Vice President of Games here at the Magid Game Group. I'm here with Matt Bertz, who's Vice President of Games. We work on the gaming side. We also do tons of work in TV and streaming. So there's some big news that came out recently. Netflix is making a big play into the gaming industry, and they announced a hire. So is this, a big deal, or is it dead on arrival, Matt?
Yeah, every time an entertainment organization like a Netflix or a Vivendi or Fox says they're venturing into this interactive entertainment space, everybody likes to dream big about all the opportunities, right? But there are a ton of risks involved with this. Getting into gaming is not cheap. There are a lot of tombstones on this road, whether it be a Vivendi Universal Group, a Fox Group. Disney's restarted their gaming operations.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 Disney tombstones in that graveyard. That's the other thing. And also, Matt and I both come from journalism, we call it, video game magazines and websites. And so how many times have you been to a meeting about this media company is going to storm games? Like I personally went to like 10 of them.
Yeah. And usually what happens is they realize really quickly after spending hundreds of millions of dollars that it's hard. It's hard to spin up a new studio. It's hard to spin up, all your IPs that are valuable and worth making games about, making sure they find the right partners so the games actually realize their potential. It is not for the weak stomach. So, I mean, this is going to be a big challenge for Netflix. And they're saying that something's going to be online within a year, which makes me, question, that's just not, if you're trying to go for the true gamer, I don't think you can spin something up in a year. That sounds like more of a casual play. And they have IP that will transition. I think, there's a lot of a cachet with a lot of their brands, whether it be Stranger Things or The Haunting of Hill House or The Last Kingdom, that align naturally with really popular game genres. So like, I understand the want and the curiosity about what happens when we move more of our brands into interactive spaces. I think consumers would be hungry for those sorts of experiences. But
yeah, the consumers is another really important point. Like the consumer side, like we talk to gaming consumers constantly, right? And the one thing that we see that Netflix is missing, but is doing right also, and they don't have a community. They don't have a communication within. Gamers expect a lot more than people think they do. They don't just show up because there's a game there and they're good. They have an Xbox, they have a PlayStation, they have a PC. They know what a good game looks like, and they know that it takes hardware. And Netflix, as far as I know, has no hardware. They have my Vizio TV and a little app on there, and that's less powerful than my phone or my watch, actually, when it comes to processing power, which means the only solution for them making games is to partner with someone like Stadia or someone who has a cloud service, because it took Google and Microsoft and even Amazon years and years to build up their cloud platform, right? It's not easy to spin up. Maybe there's a partnership there, but I think really importantly is it's not just can they do it, is it are consumers wanting them to do it, right? I mean, on that same note though, they have 200 million plus subscribers. What a great start that would have been for Stadia, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a big pool of users that are there that a lot of them are already gamers. So there is an opportunity. There's no doubt. Exploring what it's going to look like, whether that's going to be more games like Black Mirror Bandersnatch, which are more interactive that you can play with your remote, or if they're going to go like for the true gaming audience. Those are the challenges ahead of them, and they certainly have the value there with their IP. So I don't blame them for venturing into this space, but it's going to take a while. They have to have a stomach. They have to have a long game plan. It can't be a quick fix for money, because that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, you have to go in eyes wide open. This is not an easy space to get into. And, for the most part, it's like 5 years and $500 million to make a decent game. If you want to make Fortnite, that's probably what it's going to take to get in that same space. Movie companies don't get that. They think that it takes 8 months and they can change production values by filming in a cabin and then in a house in Orange County, like a lot of Lifetime movies. But it's just not as easy as that. That being said, Netflix has done this before, right? They interrupted the video market, right? They killed Blockbuster, except for there's one more left, according to a show. They also are doing a good job on Hollywood and TV. So if there's someone that can do it, it's them. And the other really interesting part about Netflix is they don't come from Hollywood, right? They come from Los Gatos, which is Silicon Valley, which is where gaming is rich, where tech is rich. So a lot of the people there have a much better understanding of what it takes to build something like this than people in Hollywood do. So if there's anything that gives me hope, it's that the people that have been building Netflix this far are people that understand tech a little bit and even gaming more.